This poem is straightforward and largely self-explanatory, so we don't need to say much about it. I do want you to notice, however, the humorous, tongue-in-cheek tone at the beginning. So often students approach an assigned poem as if it must be serious. Moreover is not a good way to begin a poem. Of course, the irony is that that is exactly how the poet begins this poem. Secondly, should not be placed at the opening of your second stanza. But of course, that is exactly how the poet begins the second stanza. Also note the reference to your second stanza, as if the speaker is a teacher giving simple instructions on how not to write a poem. Don't do this, don't do that. So the first 8 two-line stanzas are simple assertions about what not to do when writing a poem. No reasons, no explanations. Now, as we've noted with other poems, however, Billy Collins likes to talk about the moment in a poem when the sauce thickens, when the ideas become more complex and subtle, when they require more thought. The sauce begins to thicken in the 9th stanza, all of which suggests another no-no. And note the informal, almost slangy use of no-no and how it keeps the tone informal. That poems don't need to tell us where we are or what is soon to come. Stories and novels and plays explore sequences, developments over time, chronologies, but not poems. Poems aren't really about giving background, explaining who is related to whom, why this person moved from one city to another. Poems are really about the image. For example, the white bowl of lemons on a table by a window is fine all by itself. And in conclusion, so are 7 elephants standing in the rain. Both of those images are striking. The first because of color. The second has, I guess we would say, atmospherics. So the point Billy Collins makes is that poems are built on images, not on articulating themes or developing analyses. It's one way of looking at what poetry should be and do. But also note that as the poet tells us what a poem should do at the end, he continues to use those transitions that he tells us in the first 8 stanzas to avoid, continuing just a little thread of ironic humor to the end.